Visually challenged students to soon have access to user-friendly Braille maps. Kerala School directs students to address teachers with gender-neutral term. IIT Palakkad Technology IHub Foundation launches Oorja Grand Challenge. CBSE asks schools to celebrate National Youth Day today. IIT Madras students gear up to celebrate Annual Tech Fest virtually. Karnataka schools to be shut only if positivity rate breaches 5%. Rajasthan High Court asks NTA to admit Pakistani immigrant provisionally to medical college. Madhya Pradesh schools to remain open and run at 50% capacity. Good afternoon and a warm welcome. You're watching Education News Network, where we get you the latest developments in education at the top of this hour. This is Nitya reporting from ENN and the Daily Stories Hour. Visually challenged students across the country will soon be able to access Braille maps, which are designed and developed using digital embossing technology, thereby enabling them for ease of use, better feeling and durability in terms of quality. The digital embossing technique removes the need for printing plates, molds, chemicals and solvents, while also generating no emissions or waste and lowering total energy consumption. National Atlas and Thematic Mapping Organization was the first in India to introduce, create and implement this technology. The maps produced using this technology are not only useful for high-speed production of the maps, but can also produce Braille maps that can be used by more people for years together. Maps which were produced with previous technologies have been observed to lose their readability and feeling experience over a short span of time. Kerala School in Palakkad district has directed students to not call teachers by sir or ma'am and instead use the address teacher, which is gender neutral. Senior Basic School at Olaseri village, which has 300 students, 9 female teachers and 8 male teachers, is the first in the state to bring such a directive. The decision was taken after several schools in Kerala adopted gender-neutral uniforms for students. As per reports, the idea for addressing teachers using gender-neutral terms was first suggested by a male teacher who was inspired by the work of a social activist based in Palakkad, Bobin Mathumanta, who is campaigning to do away with the practice of addressing government officials as sir. Also, last year the Mathur Panchayat, located 14 kilometers from the Kerala school, had done away with the practice of calling Panchayat staff sir and ma'am in the favour of calling them by their designation. These two cases inspired the school to take the decision to introduce gender-neutral addresses for teachers. The move was welcomed by parents, and after initial inhibition, students also changed the way they were addressing teachers. Indian Institute of Technology Palakkad Technology IHub Foundation has launched the Oorja Grand Challenge, a pre-incubation activity for students and entrepreneurs with an aim to pave the way for innovation in the national and global energy sector. The prize money could be up to Rs 1.5 lakh for designing after shortlisting, up to Rs 10 lakhs for prototyping after design review, and up to Rs 25 lakhs for incubation after prototype review, the institute said. It also said Oorja Grand Challenge aims to enable innovators to design and develop intelligent collaborative systems in the energy domain. Students, researchers and entrepreneurs can form teams with the ability to lead fundamental research, product development, industry development and job creation for Indian and global energy sectors. The last date to apply is March 1st, 2022. CBSE has asked the affiliated schools to celebrate National Youth Day and the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekanand today, that is January 12th, in online or offline mode. The board has asked schools to organize special assembly, debate or speeches and cultural programs dedicated to Swami Vivekanand on the occasion. Wearing of masks, following physical distancing and maintaining of hand hygiene may be strictly ensured while organizing the program in physical mode, the board said in a notification. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate and address the 25th National Youth Festival today. Students of IIT Madras are developing virtual recreation of the IIT Madras campus and also showcasing the landmarks of the institute through 3D navigation. This showcase is a part of the 22nd edition of Shastra 2022. The event will be held virtually from January 13th to January 16th, 2022. The theme of Shastra this year is Code of Gears, which aims to shine a light on the new reality shaped by rapid digitization. According to the press release issued by IIT Madras, a total of around 50 events will be organized, featuring a total of 30,000 participants this year, a sharp rise compared to a total of 20,000 participants last year. Congratulating students on coming up with such innovative ideas despite the extraordinary challenges of last year, Professor Bhaskar Ramamurthy, director of IIT Madras, addressing a virtual press conference, said, "I must give all credit to students for managing the change in scenario and moving to the virtual platform smoothly. Conducting Shastra virtually would not have had the same impact as it would have if the event was held on campus. But the team is trying to achieve good traction by imagining different ways in which they can virtually reach out to provide students from IIT Madras as well as other institutions a good exposure on what is happening in the field of technology." C. Nagesh, Minister for Primary and Secondary Education, on Tuesday announced that schools in the districts will remain open and that they will be ordered closed only if the COVID-19 test positivity rate breaches the 5% mark. He said closures will be taluk specific and not a blanket decision across the district or state as was done during the first and second waves of the pandemic. The issue was discussed during a virtual meeting convened by Chief Minister Baswaraj Bommai to review the pandemic situation. A decision was taken to empower DCs to decide on school closures based on reports of active cases by block education officers and taluk health officers. It was also decided to reserve beds in hospital wards and ICUs to treat COVID-positive children and conduct general health checkups in schools once a fortnight. Nagesh said that the prevailing situation does not warrant closure of schools, as the government has been managing the situation with utmost seriousness and on an hourly basis. But if cases rise, he said instructions have been given to Deputy Chief Ministers to take a call depending on the situation in their respective districts. He said infections among school children are negligible, as on Sunday as many as 163 PU students and 640 students from schools had tested positive. Of them, 360 have recovered. Similarly, around 80 teachers have tested positive and 12 have recovered. So there is no need for parents to worry, Minister Nagesh said. The Rajasthan High Court on Tuesday asked the National Testing Agency to allot a seat in an appropriate medical college to a Pakistani immigrant who has cleared NEET but was denied admission for the want of a long-term visa from the country of his origin. Justice Dinesh Mehta of the Jodhpur bench of the High Court asked NTA, the country's premier body mandated to hold competitive examinations for admissions to various higher educational institutions, including those of engineering and medical, on a plea by Pakistani immigrant Sandeep Kumar. Kumar had moved the High Court saying that he was denied a seat in a medical college despite securing 80% marks in the NEET UG because his LTV has expired and was awaiting renewal by Pakistan for long. While asking the NTA to admit Kumar to a medical college, the bench ruled that the validity of his admission will depend on the outcome of his petition. Providing relief to the petitioner, Justice Mehta said, the petitioner appeared in the NEET UG examination and has secured 80% marks. It is hereby ordered that the competent authority of the NEET shall allot an appropriate college to the petitioner, of course in accordance with his merit, ignoring that he is not having long-term visa, the bench said. Madhya Pradesh schools will remain open as of now, informed CM Shivraj Singh Chauhan on Monday. He said that they will continue physical classes at 50% capacity, even as COVID-19 cases continue to rise in the third wave across the country, prompting schools to close again in several states. The CM said that the decision to close schools will be taken after the review meeting, which would be held in a few days. Chief Minister Chauhan said that though COVID-19 cases are rising fast in the state, the situation was being carefully monitored. He said that further decision on what restrictions should be implemented would be taken in the coming days. He also expressed concern over the COVID spike in the regions of Bhopal, Indore and other districts. However, he said that overall the COVID situation in MP was under control and that schools would be allowed to work at 50% capacity for now. That's all for today. Thank you for watching Education News Network. For more such videos, do log on to our website, theENN.com, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Signing off, Nitya.